Hold on. This is the most difficult of the standard 14er routes. It's long, tedious, and dangerous. Climbers have never made it back, including 5 individuals in the summer of 2017, so don't take it lightly. Don't go if you don't have a solid class 3 to 4 climbing skills, and don't go just to check this mountain off your list. It's a serious climb, and we want you to make it back safely. Bill Metterbrook, 14ers.com. Hi, Aiden.
What are you doing?
I'm about to tell them the story of how I was saved off of the mountain.
Wait, saved? Oh, last weekend.
Yes, last weekend. So September 5th, I was hiking Capitol Peak in Aspen, Colorado.
Ooh, that's pretty up there.
It is pretty up there. I had been prepping a lot this summer for this hike. If you guys follow me on Instagram, you'll see that I do 14ers quite frequently. There's some of them I didn't document, but I do a lot of harder 14ers because I was prepping for Capitol Peak, which is one of the hardest and one of the most dangerous 14ers to do in Colorado.
And what made you decide to do it?
I decided to do it because I really wanted to challenge myself. I really like hiking 14ers, so a few years back I started hiking 14ers because it really mentally pushes me. I do have asthma, and that's where this comes into play in the story.
So you couldn't breathe?
Basically, I couldn't breathe. So, we started the hike, my friend and I. We slept in my car at the trailhead the day before, and this was on Friday. We slept there. I got there around 10 p.m. on Friday, and then we started the hike at around 3 a.m.
That is early! I'd still be sleeping.
I know you'd still be sleeping. I started at 3 a.m. We realized that we were at the wrong trailhead, so we kept going up to this little dirt road. It was pretty dark when we got there, so it was just kind of annoying. Plus, we didn't have service where we were at, so that was also annoying. And I had a map in my car, like an atlas,
but I didn't tell her where to go. What good that did ya?
Anywho, when we were going up to the trailhead, we looked at the trailhead map. Didn't realize that it verged off into 2 different trails, and I had done lots of research on this hike as well. So there's the Capitol Creek Trail and the Capitol Creek Ditch Trail.
The ditch trail is the one that doesn't have a whole bunch of gain.
Yes, I told Aiden all about it. So that one doesn't have as much elevation gain loss. That way you're like just consistently going up. If you live in Colorado, or let me kind of explain to you what a 14er is for those of you that don't live in Colorado or know what it is.
It's a really high mountain.
It's a mountain that is above 14,000 feet. And people hike up to them a lot over here. We do have 58 14ers, I believe, 58, 59 14ers over here in Colorado. I would like to hike all of them. However, the Elk Mountain Range is a whole new beast, and I do not recommend it unless you are very good at rock, like navigating and stuff, which I realized I was not the best at when we were going up there.
Wait, so you kept going even though you kept getting lost?
Yes, so we started at 3 a.m., like I said. And I guess around 3:30 a.m. is when we finally started hiking. We were going the wrong way. Found this guy at this little like parking lot, and he told us that the ditch trail was down further beneath. We should have just walked back and go that way, but go back to the trailhead. But instead, we just walked down this hill. It was pitch black out too. I had my headlamp on and stuff.
So she couldn't see anything?
No, I couldn't see very much. And I kept reading about like black bears and stuff like that. So I had my bear spray like in my bag and stuff, ready to go. And I had it in my hand if I heard anything. I'm just super paranoid about bears.
Bears are scary. Scarier than dinosaurs?
I mean, to be honest, I would kind of freak out if I saw you in the middle of the woods at night.
You would? I'm cute though.
I don't know. If I just saw this face staring at me.
That's insulting.
Okay, that didn't need to come off insulting. Anywho, we kept hiking. We thought we were going the wrong way because we read stuff about cattle making their own trails. And it's pretty easy to get lost if you were to take the wrong trails. But anywho, we just kept hiking. We thought we took the wrong trail, so we backtracked, kept going because we realized we were actually correct, so we went back the other way, and then we kept hiking along the trail.
Get to the point already.
Okay, we got to Capitol Lake at around 7 a.m. That's at the base. I'll kind of put pictures here. So here's a picture of me in front of Capitol Lake. And then right there at the top right there is Capitol Peak.
That is a high mountain.
Yes, it is a really high mountain. Right up here, so I'm on the saddle right now. I'm going up to the saddle. This is a 900-foot jaunt. It's about a quarter mile to half a mile up, and it was intense going up breathing-wise. I probably should have turned around here just because it was really intense compared to a lot of other 14ers I had done. I was okay though, so I just kept going, and my breathing was fine. I had my inhaler in my bag at the time.
At the time.
That's where this comes into play. So we were hiking along this trail, went up to the top of the saddle, And then at around, I want to say 11:30 is kind of where we got to this area. We go around this bend. And then you'll see K2. K2 is a 13er here in Colorado.
I thought it was a bigger mountain.
There's a mountain called K2 in Asia, but that's not the mountain I'm talking about. This is 13,000 feet.
That one's like 28,000, right?
I think it's like 28,000. I don't know how tall K2 is exactly, but the K2 that I did is a 13er. We kept hiking, and we went to the top of K2. It said it was optional on the trail thing. But I really wanted to see the top of Capitol Peak, the whole ridge thing. And this is the view of that.
Ooh, pretty.
It is pretty.
Then what?
So we didn't summit until around 2 p.m. that day.
That is late.
That is really late to be on the mountain. The only reason why we kept going, and we kept going across the knife's edge. Here's the knife's edge, actually. I had a minor heart attack here. So I always like grip and make sure the rock is stable before I keep going. And the rock wasn't stable. Good thing my left arm was like grasped onto the ledge because my entire left arm just tightened up.
Did you fall?
No, I didn't fall. It's a 1,000-foot drop on like both sides. It's on the 14ers.com. It said to climb on the left side when you're going across the knife's edge. It really wasn't too bad going across the first time. We made to the top at around 2:30. Kind of chilled around for like 15 minutes. We're like, okay, we should probably go because it's gonna start getting dark.
Shadow it. Well, duh.
This is a route you don't want to hike when it's dark outside. We had headlamps. I had extra batteries. I had to use the extra batteries in the morning because my headlight died. So I had my extra batteries, used it. When we were going back, we just kept getting lost, so we didn't even get back to K2 at around 5:30.
That's super late.
It is super late. So we didn't get back there until around 5:30. And then when we were...
You're just laughing a lot.
Well, there's a lot. It's about to get more intense. Sorry, I'm just kind of leading up into everything, explaining like what happened. So when we got back to K2, there was a little like rock ledge down there because my friend left his backpack there.
Okay.
I was gonna say we go around K2, but we just ended up kind of going up to the top of K2, then back down.
Did you have a nap?
I mean, I had pictures on my phone and I had an extra battery pack with me as well, but I didn't have an actual like map of the trail.
That's dumb.
You always want to have a map with you. So, map. That is something you always want to have with you. And you always need to do research before you do hikes too. I do plenty of research, but so this is a circumstance that I really wasn't prepared for. I started having issues breathing. There's something called the Cameron Peak Fire that got really bad that day. This was on Saturday.
Oh, so you couldn't breathe?
No.
Did you use your inhaler?
I went to go grab my inhaler. It fell out of my bag.
Wait, what?
Yes, so I must have eaten a snack at some point along the route, and I don't think I zipped up my bag completely. Like there's a little bit that must have been left open. It opened more, so my inhaler slid out. I didn't hear anything fall.
That's not good.
No, it's not good.
Did you have the helmet on?
Yes, I had a neon green helmet on.
Ooh, that's a cool looking helmet. I like it.
We kept going, and I was just having issues breathing, and my friend said that he should call Flight for Life. Or not Flight for Life, sorry, Search and Rescue. And I was like, no, it's fine. Like, I don't want the bill.
Bill?
Yes, so I knew it would be expensive for Flight for Life. However, we called Search and Rescue. I still ended up getting airlifted out, but we called Search and Rescue.
Why?
Because it was getting dark, and we knew we weren't going to be able to get back where we needed to be, where it was daylight, which is called the saddle. This little back part, it's super easy when you are climbing on here to get, if you go too high up, you can end up on a cliff. However, you could be too low and just lose a whole bunch of elevation gain. There's a whole bunch of different factors that fall into play. So my friend called Search and Rescue, and he had 1 bar of service.
1 bar? Wait, how'd you have any service?
We didn't have any service at the trailhead. I have Verizon. I don't know why I didn't have service. I guess AT&T, the Search and Rescue guy, he had service. What happened after this was Search and Rescue said it was going to be about 4 hours until they could get to us.
That's a long time.
It was getting cold and it was getting darker, and we had enough layers. It was fine to keep moving, but I had an asthma attack. I shouldn't really be moving too much, and it was hurting super bad to breathe in and out due to the fires that were happening. I still just couldn't use my inhaler. Search and Rescue said they were going to have someone there in an hour and a half. They told us to hike down the hill to find a flat area so that way the helicopter could land. I don't have any videos of this. I needed my phone battery to live. My GoPro was dead. Otherwise I would have shown you guys what happened exactly. Helicopter winds are insane. They are so intense.
Really? So they just blow you back like this?
Yes, they did basically blow you back like this. My eyes were so red for a couple days because I didn't really realize how strong the helicopter winds were. Just came down, a bunch of dirt flew in my eyes. This was at around 8:30 p.m. when this started happening. The helicopter was kind of lowering to the ground, and it flew back up, and it flew away. We were shining our headlights and phone lights and stuff at them so that way we could get their attention. That's what they told us to do. But they couldn't land in the flat area that they told us to go down to. And I had my All Trails app running, so we were able to say what coordinates we were at. It's really hard on something like that to just give them a specific spot on the trail. If we said beneath K2, it could mean a very wide area. So we had the exact coordinates. The helicopter kept going back and forth. It was a helicopter as a Black Hawk. It's used in the Army, military, National Guard. It's a National Guard, I'm pretty sure. The National Guard was involved with this.
What? You had to get the National Guard involved?
Well, they used their helicopter. So the helicopter kept circling around. We were freaking out because we didn't know if we were going to be able to get up there. Finally, they were shining spotlights like everywhere else. We didn't know what they wanted us to do. This had never happened to us. So they started shining the spotlight at the very top of the hill, just beneath K2. So this is the picture. I'll kind of spotlight it where it was at.
Oh, so that's you during that got there?
After already initially having an asthma attack and descending about 800, 900 feet, we had to book it like 900 feet in less than like 10 minutes, less than 5 minutes. That's hard to do when you're at like 13,000 feet.
That would be hard to breathe.
It was really hard to breathe. I had a second asthma attack at this point. There was search and rescue. The helicopter hoisted someone down. They started hoisting someone down originally. I think it was Brandon is what his name was. I think if I remember correctly, he said that there was a bat that like basically attacked him. And he said it was his last hoist that he will ever do.
Really?
Yes, so there was a bat. There were bats flying around everywhere. They hoisted him down. Then the Black Hawk had to go back to the Aspen airport.
Then what?
Then, when we got up there, Brandon, he had an albuterol inhaler on him. I started doing the hits of the inhaler so I could finally breathe.
Were you okay after this?
My breathing was starting to calm down. Brandon was putting on a small harness on me at this point.
Wait, a small?
Yes, and we realized that it didn't fit, so we had to take more time and start putting on the large harness. My friend was saying that he's like, I'm going to be so mad if they take you off the mountain and they decide to leave me here. Brandon asked if it would be okay if they were to send equipment down, if he would be able to stay the night on the mountain.
Wait, what?
He was so mad, and I could tell in his face. I was like, I really hope this doesn't end up happening, but Brandon brought that up as an emergency situation if that were to happen. They were trying to get us all hoisted out of there, but there were too many bats, the winds were too high, and that's why the helicopter couldn't land where we were at. Anywho, next part of the story. Brandon went down and he did the inhaler, couldn't get the harness on. Brandon was hiking around with 2 harnesses. He had layers. He gave us some layers, Gatorade, snacks. I had a little bit of water left. My friend ran out of water.
What?
He had lots of water with him, but we didn't really plan on hiking a mountain for basically 24 hours.
You were stuck on there for 24 hours?
Yes, I was stuck on there for like 24 hours. I will not look at that mountain the same. Next part of the story, we started hiking down these rocks and stuff. It was pitch black out. My headlight continues to die, even though I'd already replaced the batteries in the morning.
Did you have extra batteries?
Luckily, Brandon had extra batteries because my phone was at 30%. Even though I had an extra like battery charger thing, you kind of need to have free hands when you're doing this hike because you could fall really easily. There's a lot of loose rock.
Oh, that's not good.
No, it's not good. So there's a lot of loose rock. Climbing down, Brandon, we put the batteries in there. He had a walkie. He kept communicating with search and rescue what was going on. And he kept asking me if I needed Flight for Life. My breathing was just not getting any better. And I'm pretty sure it's just because the wind and the cold, those were not good factors to factor in.
Then what happened? I could have helped you.
Well, Aiden, I don't know if you could have helped me. Next part of the story, we kept going down. There's these parts called ravines. And with this part of it, if you go too high up, you can end up on cliffs. That's why you need to stay low. And it specifically said that on 14ers.com. And initially during the day, we had issues coming down that way. So we knew we were going to have issues going back. Sure enough, even with search and rescue, we had issues going back. Luckily, there was a ground team on the way up.
Wait, there's a ground team coming up too?
Yes, there were 13 people involved with this rescue mission. There were people coming up from the ground, so from the initial trailhead. These guys are insane. They can do this trail so fast. They can like basically do it with their eyes closed if they wanted to.
They would fall.
I mean, yeah, they would fall. They have to have their eyes open. But yeah, so they had to do that.
I'm going.
Then we had to wait for their headlights. I just had to keep using my inhaler at this point. It was around 11:30 p.m. When you stopped moving, it got cold. So you had to just keep moving to try and stay warm.
But you end up staying warm?
With all the layers, yes. We kept going, and the ground team, we finally saw their headlights at the top of the saddle. And, well, kind of near the saddle, which is where we needed to go. That's where I was going to get airlifted out. Brandon called in Flight for Life to see if they could land there. They went to the wrong lake a couple times, too. They were, like, at the lake behind the saddle. I don't really have a picture of that. I didn't take a lot of pictures on this hike just because I was trying to somewhat stay alive at the very end of this hike, and I just don't like taking too many hikes, especially on, not too many hikes, too many pictures on a climb like this, because it is intense. It really involves like all of your focus. Anyways, we ended up hiking down. I needed to use my inhaler once on the way down to Capitol Lake, the Capitol Lake area. There's a meadow down there.
Was there anything roaming in it?
No, there was nothing roaming in it. I kept thinking I saw like cow shadows a couple times, but I was like way off. They obviously weren't cow shadows.
Oh, what happened?
Well, once we got to Capitol Lake, so right here, I was airlifted out in the meadow there. There's people like camping right over here too. I knew when the helicopter came in, they were up. Like everyone knew they were up. Also, fun fact, if people have night vision goggles, you don't want to use white light. I guess that makes sense now that I'm processing it, because white light will just basically make everything white. You won't be able to see anything.
So what do you have to use?
Well, we had to use red light, so we realized that red light, or like any other color light, that they would be able to pick up. The white light would just basically blind out everything though on night vision goggles, I'm pretty sure. I haven't done too much research on that, but I didn't get airlifted out until 2 something a.m. and I had to wait for, my friend ended up hiking down with them, but I couldn't breathe. It was so cold, and it was a mess. So there were like 5 guys waiting with me until the Flight for Life helicopter ended up turning around and going somewhere else. But the Good Life helicopter is what I ended up getting airlifted out on to Aspen Valley Hospital.
What'd they do there?
Well, my nose is still recovering. You can kind of tell. They put oxygen on me because my O2 sats were kind of low when they put me on there. So they put my oxygen on me. It was like full blast. My nose was like running and stuff from crying and just like freaking out. Don't freak out. Stay calm. That is also another thing I learned. To stay calm. Everything will end up working out. Or luckily, in my case, it ended up working out.
Not every time.
No, not every time. So, like I said earlier, this is one of the most dangerous 14ers to hike in Colorado, Capitol Peak. I did it because I really do eventually want to hike Maroon Peak, which is about the same level. This hike didn't scare me, but it raised awareness to how ill-prepared I was to stay the night on a mountain. I may have been okay to stay the night on the mountain, but I would have ended up with hypothermia if I stayed the night on the mountain. I did not have an emergency blanket with me. I did not have even more batteries. Like, you need to pack extra, whatever you may need.
So water, food, batteries.
Yeah, and even like a battery pack for your phone. If you do use your phone, you need to have a map too. There's a whole bunch of different things you need to have, and you also need to have a helmet. My helmet is not down here right now, but you do need to definitely have a helmet. This is a little bit I did with Aiden with the helmet.
Alright, Megan, I'm ready for the climb.
Your helmet's on backwards.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. Look, it should be like this. And also the chin strap needs to be underneath your chin. I don't think this one's going to work for you exactly.
Oh man, I like it though.
Why?
Because it's my colors. I like this helmet. I like it. Sorry.
Let's go get you the right helmet.
I like the green one though.
Let's go get one that fits your head.
Why?
We need to make sure your head is protected when we do this climb.
Alright, fine. I want to keep my brain to look pretty.
I want your brain to look pretty too. So let's go get you a helmet that fits, okay?
Alright, fine. Yeah, I missed that thing.
That is a cool helmet. Fortunately, I did have to return it. It did cause some like weird pressure points on my head when I was hiking. Black Diamond is such a good brand though. I have a ton of I have a headlight. Here, I'll actually go get my hiking bag. I'm gonna have to put Aiden down for this for a second, so let me go get it really fast. All right, this is my hiking bag. I've had this bag, it's an Osprey. I don't know what the liter count is. There's a 2.5 liter bag that's inside here of water, and I also had a ton of other water with me. But this is the pocket my inhaler was in. I usually keep it right in this little pocket right here. I must have not put it in there, and I must have put it like down here somewhere. My first aid kit actually goes right there. So yeah, this is my first aid kit. I have like band-aids and stuff in here. This is just an REI day hiker, like first aid kit. I also have sunscreen. I had this with me when I was doing the hike because I get really sweaty when I hike. I had this, it's Banana Boat sunscreen, lip balm. Then I also had this is just a pack if you hurt yourself, need something there. I also had Cliff Bars, which are all eaten up in here. Whoop. This is my GoPro harness. I had this on my body when I was hiking across Capitol Peak. And then I have 2 headlights. Anywho, this is one of them. This is my older one, actually. This is a black diamond. It's pretty bright. You can have a whole bunch of different settings on here. You can do that, and then there's a way to get the red light on. I can't remember how to do it. I think you get both of them on like that. This one doesn't go very far. The one I have is like 600 lumens, so it goes out super, super far. It's either 600 or 400. I can't remember which one it is. This one I think is only 150 lumens, so it's way lighter. You can't see out as far. I do a lot of night hiking, like to get to the top of 14er sometimes because I'm not the fastest hiker. I have some of these because my face gets sweaty. I just want to kind of wipe it off. And then, you want to see the amount of batteries I had? You want to see? These. I had that amount of batteries in my bag, and I still ended up needing batteries. So, always bring extra batteries. This is my bear spray. I got this. This is like 50 bucks, 60 bucks. You can get that at like REI, Jack's, Cabela's, basically any outdoor sporting store. Also, if you're in like a touristy area that has bears, I got that in Yellowstone actually, or Jackson Hole is where I got that. And then also extra socks is something you should also have with you. You should also have gloves. You should also have a hat. You should also have the emergency blanket. So an emergency blanket is like aluminum is what it looks like. So the aluminum emergency blanket, you can stay warm, but you should always pack extra layers. Always, 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 always pack extra layers. Especially with 14ers, when you get to the top of the mountain, the temperature could drop drastically, and also the temperature can change like that. It can change so fast, and you could end up in trouble really fast. Capitol Peak is no joke.
Yeah, no joke. No kidding. I'm glad you're okay.
I'm glad I'm okay. But yeah, I ended up getting airlifted to the hospital, and I ended up just staying the night there, and they discharged me that morning. I had no idea what my friend was doing. I know he was exhausted, so he just slept in the car. Waited to hear from him that morning. I had my phone on loud ring, and the hospital just kind of kept an eye on my breathing and stuff. They also gave me another inhaler, a CombiVent inhaler is what it's called, a dual neb thing if you guys have asthma or anything. That's what I use. Yeah, I am very glad I'm okay, and I'm very lucky to be alive. I'm putting Aiden down again for a sec. I know there was a lot of talking in today's video and not too much ventriloquism.
But I made it funny.
Safety isn't a funny matter, but yes, Aiden, you did bring some humor into it, which is what I was hoping for. I hope that you guys liked today's video. If you did, please like and subscribe. That helps me out a lot. And again, I'm going to reiterate, safety is not a funny matter. I am making this video as a precaution to just be over-prepared. Always bring extra layers with you. Always be prepared to stay the night wherever you are hiking, because you never know what might happen. Always have like double of everything, batteries, clothing, you name it. I just want you guys to be safe. So I really hope that my story, it scared me. I was bawling my eyes out. It genuinely scared me. I didn't think I was getting off that mountain okay. But luckily, Aspen Search and Rescue saved my friends and my life, and we were able to get down safely, and I had the proper medical attention needed in order for my breathing to be okay. Other than that, I will see you all next time. Please stay safe, and see you later. Bye.